You are watching a Fact TV presentation of the town of Swanzey.
Yeah. Victoria Ames.
Here.
Selector Ken Colby. Alternate Steve Malone.
Here.
Here, Michael Swanzey alternate. See Steve for Jane. And let's see. Our agenda this evening, an application of public hearings, planning board number 23-020 at the site plan review for Base Hill Road. That has been continued, or they've asked us to continue it until our December 14th meeting. The applicant has done that, so we continue that motion. Under discussions and other business, we have TC Legacy preliminary review, solar update. Written from meeting that any other business that may be required. So let's see. First of all, let's go to the approval of the minutes for October 12th. Is there a motion to approve the October 12th? Motion by Richard Lane to approve the minutes. Second.
I'll second.
Second by Brandon Self. Is there any further discussion? Any discussion?
Thank you.
And all those in favor indicate by
Aye.
saying aye. All those opposed? Okay, and we don't need a regional impact. So the first thing we need would be a motion to continue Hill Road, planning board number 23-020 to our December meeting on December 14th.
So moved.
You have to request. Have a request of the applicant. Okay, a motion by Steve Malone to continue that agenda item to December 14th. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Richard Lane. Is there any further discussion? Aye. All those opposed? Okay, that brings us down to discussions and other business and the TC Legacy preliminary review. What is that all about?
So TC Legacy will contact and just this is Chad is also his brother. We'd like to do a preliminary review. It was actually yesterday. They said that he's not in the meeting. It's a good problem. We'll be back next meeting. It depends on obviously what we want to look up to. So it was put on the agenda with the idea that we discuss it, but they're not even up to it. So
Next is zoning and solar update. So let's see. And this is zoning for Village Business District 1. And that's going to be the new zone over in North Swan, for Village, as well as in West Swan here. And let's see. We've gone over pretty much all items that are the permitted uses are single family dwelling. This is for the new proposal, new Village Business 1 would be single family dwelling and 2-family dwelling, special exception, accessory dwelling unit, detached accessory dwelling unit, proper permitted like exception, manufactured housing on individual lots that would be permitted. Accessory buildings with footprint of 1,000 square feet or greater, or height of 25 feet or more, that would be allowed in a special exception. It could be an anchor financial institution.
What could do that?
The bank? Okay. I think we were. Anybody else?
I don't recall for certain.
We said we took it out because in the packet, like the current packet, it's not there.
Was not there?
so
This
this is during our discussion on this the first meeting in October. The idea was to remove name.
Okay, taking that out.
So like it shouldn't, I believe, on this packet be at the same page.
It's not mine.
Oh, you have an old packet.
I picked it up from you on
Yeah,
Monday.
you were the first one to pick up a packet.
So it must have been the second.
That's all right. Still take my second. All right. We'll just cross that out. So it's going to be the language for financial institution.
Steve, is it in your packet?
What page are we at? It's in mine too. This is the one you just gave.
Right-hand column. What we're under.
Oh, whoops, okay.
Yeah, you've got it right. Got all my notes on it. I saw that.
Taking out of one. It's taking out of one.
Got me.
Also, is home occupation and home-based businesses permitted. And personal service shop or service establishment is permitted. Small business office permitted. Restaurant permitted. Retail business permitted.
Was retail business also?
Is that what it's-
It's all business, no business.
Yeah.
permitted? Daycare facility under special exception. And the bed and breakfast facility is permitted with limitations. Parking and related.
Yeah, we should have that in there.
Yeah, it will be in there, imagine. Recreational facility conducted as a business only when such activity is conducted indoors. Accessory uses clearly incidental. So those are all village business one. So in that one, could you bring up? There's nothing here. The map that shows, get rid of what's on the screen. Oh, it might have enough underneath there. Yeah. So. This is Village 2, right here. This is Village Business District 1. So. Well. So in this Village 1 right here, all the way up through here on Main Street, there's multifamily Southwest Regional, there's multifamily right across the street for us here, there's multifamily in this part of the lot right there, and there's multifamily right there, Old Mix Restaurant. So those will all be not allowed. They should be grandfathered, but they'll be not allowed anymore. It's not good service to them because they're already there. So I got a proposal. This would be to put this area right here, Village Business 2, which does allow the multifamily, and put that one in Village Business 2. Business at all, that's all residential there, and you can bring up the bigger one there, but it's residence right for here. Except for that one area right there, which is the Nick's Restaurant. Two families,
Something we could do, Scott. Switch a base map here. Do satellite. If you're interested in zooming in a certain part.
There is a few different multifamily houses down Winchester Street there.
Nick's has a few.
Yeah.
They're more than two families.
So
right?
when you say,
Yeah.
when you say multifamily,
Yeah.
are you talking about apartment buildings or?
Yeah, but multifamily is anything over the. So there are several of them.
There's like 3 of them all
Yeah.
basically right in a row.
So let's go back to here. Yeah, let's go back to them. Where we are, I mean. It is, yeah, it is, and that is what the mall up in there, that's the nature, yeah. It depends. If you're coming down this way, it's on, if you're going that way, it's on the left. You know,
Yeah.
but that is, you know, this whole side of the street there, yeah,
To the north side of Main Street.
pulled around, yeah, so, yeah, we're up in here, right there.
If they're grandfathered in, why do you need to change it?
It makes them non-conforming to deviate. Variance with this.
But do any of those places have enough land to do any addition? Because we have the same situation in North Swansea. We have all those homes non-conforming. And we're not changing that. Correct?
They may want to change, you don't know what they're going to do, they may want to change something, they may want to taking a permit out, everything you do, or whatever you do, you gotta go to the it's to turn it over to village business two, which allows it, and you know, so you keep that group that has multi-tenant there. And village business one would be over 9 in the town, this would be village business two. And it'd take in those areas there, which again, would be our multifamily now. There's nothing else. When you're done with it. There's one property down in there, would be the same thing, take them out of village.
We're basically doing away with apartment buildings in that district.
What you're doing is you're allowing them as a
Yeah, well, yeah, the existing ones can remain. New construction of an apartment building is not permitted.
it would be permitted. If multifamily is permitted use, then new construction is permitted. If you have room.
Of an apartment building. Like the one by Grimalo's and where I live.
Where in our district would they be able to fit something like that in? That's what he's saying, is the light
You have to buy up several
to
properties.
the west of Main Street, which is on
Multifamily.
the other side of here,
Pretty much-
the other side of Main Street, you wouldn't be able to fit any of those Gamallo's apartments over there.
And there's multifamily
You know
on
what I mean?
this
I mean,
side.
unless they bought out the whole block and bulldozed it.
Yeah.
This side here.
I'm gonna think.
Isn't that a hypocrite?
No,
There is
convenient.
but we haven't decided if you wanted to come out of the, take on his property.
The other side where we can.
On the right side, you have Northwest Street.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he owns it. He's saying to me.
Right, so it'd still be a place where he could actually has the land big enough to be putting a apartment building on both sides of one whole line.
This is the.
That's his hate deal. It's all his property.
Going with.
I think that's all of his property. I believe. At least he told me that. You don't want it.
Is that just for the sake of the minutes, the section on Winchester, you suggesting that state remain in District 1?
Yeah, I guess because of the existing multifamily there, I forgot about the several of them on this side.
So they would, so
So
the
we leave that strip the same.
village District 1 and the south section of Main Street would become
Yeah, that's what it's hate deal.
I'm saying, that's Swanzey.
Quite large.
It is, should just be converted to village two,
all
the whole thing including the mill. And then village one would be.
Scott, just looking at at the very beginning of the zoning, where we give the purpose and intent of the districts. So I think what you're proposing is that we change the purpose and intent of Village Business District 2, which currently states that it's intended to provide a compact area within which commercial, industrial, and business uses may function, right? So you're saying that now commercial, industrial, business, and multifamily housing, is that, I mean, I think that's what you're saying,
Yeah,
so.
we could change that, or probably should change that, and that was written up specifically for the mill,
Right.
because the mill.
Mhm.
Probably not gonna be that, but anyway, that's. I'm just trying to find a way to keep a bunch of properties being non-conforming. We'll say that enough townspeople are against it just because it would make them non-conforming. So I'm saying convert it to village two, and then take out some of the uses, actually put some of the uses for special exception, like manufacturing facility, make it a special exception. Research and testing lab, exception. utility generation, special exception. Wholesale warehouses and storage facilities, special exception, village two. That way they'd still be able to do it, if that happened. See what it does.
Yeah, for several reasons. I'd like to see apartment buildings very, very limited. And same thing with storage units.
And the apartment buildings that exist now stay there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And there's not a heck of a lot of room to put them in. You've got land there. That's
It's just.
It's up a little bit, it's and residential area up in the south,
so you
put it up.
can over in there, it's pretty low over there. They can't go in there. You got to be lower down the river as well. This could be removed. Because it just barely takes out. It must be. This is.
There is one on the right-hand side of that street.
More than two.
Yeah, it's gotta be
The very
number
first one is a
number-
multi-family.
80, number
And
88,
it's, they're trying to fix up still.
where's 89?
The two family. What were you saying?
I think it's either 88 or 89. There's like three apartments, I believe, in that house.
So, again, we can just leave it like that, because right now it's allowed to use. They're in that zone, allowed to use. If we change it, none of it will be allowed to use. Will all be non-conforming.
We're trying to reduce non-conforming.
Again, what I'm saying is that, what I'm saying is to do it is to use the village business too. Already there. West Swansea, that village business and village business one, I mean, village business one and village business two. I'm suggesting that we just convert it all to village two. Leave village one.
Can we show you something else, Scott? So we have. This is what Stefan was able to put together. And do you want to explain how it works?
So, I'm hard to know, but if you look at, also, I don't think it should be Maple Street, it should actually still be a street up street, but
Streets and village.
yeah. So beforehand,
So you want to define it?
yes. So designated that part of it, or was actually just slot.
Okay.
Or fix that. Just clean these up. The line was like.
Good idea to clean them up. These here really, you could even step them back. Those are multifamilies. This is the church, so that stands where multifamily is there and there. And multifamily is right there. So this lot doesn't have to be in it. That one does not have to be in it. That is.
Well, we also want spots.
No, they don't. That's the church lot. Saying you could reduce it to this and get those out.
I was just will look at the some of
50-50 what?
yeah, like
Fire or this map you're showing me?
So the point of this, bringing this today was to show if you were going to clean up this district so that the village business district one only covered only the specific lots, it wasn't cutting parcels into pieces. This is how we were proposing it looks. Obviously, I think Scott is right. We can cut some parcels and this is the sensitive region. that works. But what Scott is proposing too is something that the board wants to pursue, which is turning this area into the business district two. The lot that would be included in that as well is this corner right. That one lot, that's the middle one.
No idea.
Yeah.
So it's just another way of looking at, that would be specifically village business district two. I can go back.
So this lot here. Right by the parking lot, I'm pretty sure that they had the drainage issues. School isn't in it, that probably doesn't mean. Small lot there, you're gonna put on it. So, cleaning it up.
Can you explain again why the one in the lower right is discontiguous? Yeah,
It was showing.
oh, right, it
that
was a
this
mistake,
a
got it,
lot,
yeah,
It's actually that,
okay,
that's where the old
Okay.
Raven mill was over there.
okay. So that wouldn't necessarily be part of it
It
either.
would be part.
It would be, because there is multifamily on it?
It's zone, yeah, they could put dwelling units on, they probably would, or. On this side of the road here, on the road. And they are not in the zone anymore.
But can we do that, have a separate, a lot that's separate from the rest of the zone? Freestanding like that?
We do, it's that way because that was, time, that was a manufacturing business going on, a woodworking business. We're afraid of it.
And so that's not spot zoning, to have just that one spot?
It's spot zoning, but it was for a purpose because when the village business district was put in there, it was operating business, so that went along with that, go along with it.
Might be the model ones up there, so I stick.
So it's not going to be a business anymore.
Say what, how big is that lot? Can it be like half an acre maybe?
It's good.
It's 2.6.
We could do something.
He has been with planning office,
Fine.
farming about this. The problem is, we have it zoned as residential, so the village business one, and he couldn't do anything with it. But once we corrected the maps to show that it's supposed to be village business just one, we started looking at it. So that's what. It's just one, maybe the other.
How you can do it?
Yes,
We left that out there completely, didn't we? Yeah, I left it out. They could go get a variance for it. Yeah, no, in the village one. Oh, the residents, nothing in this one. Swanzey there. And
So if you read that one down here, village district one, then he would do a lot.
Yeah.
Family.
well, no, if you leave it one, then that necessarily can't. Because there's no multifamily in village one.
Right.
It has, there is now. Because you put multifamily there, you got it stuck together and got the approval.
unless we're getting to go to this.
If it goes to two, then
That's what I'm saying. He would be able to put a multi-family there.
and then we left it, again, if it's two, existing multifamily.
And he made his lot there too,
Lot,
Mike's lot down there.
this one,
Yeah.
what about it?
He
Oh,
made
two.
that two also.
Village two, yeah, anything that's village one, we just go to village two. That's South Grove, so we're.
Yeah, is there?
And you were down like, just the busy storage shed back there.
It was all falling down. It's like the one across the street that people live in. It's a fire traffic.
So that's proposed, do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not correct.
Oh, that's right.
And again, that would move some of the uses that are allowed in Village 2 and put them under special exception. Again, meaning a manufacturing facility, research and testing lab, utility generation, wholesale warehousing, and storage facilities.
There's a water and sewer railroad at the bar. Yeah.
So, what's the verdict? What should we do?
Can you do me a big, big favor and just read through the ones that the purposes, I just can't keep up with you, the purposes that you're proposing to convert to special exception. It's on page 32 in the zoning.
So, let's see, the uses in Village Business District 2, yeah. Right now, what you can do with it is a club or a lodge, education, government, or religious facility, indoor auctions, manufacturing facility, suggesting goes to special exception, professional business or corporate offices, personal service shop or service establishment, printing and publishing establishments, recreational facility, research and testing laboratories on suggestion go to special exception, retail business establishment, telephone and internet sales, utility generation, special exception, wholesale, warehouse or storage facilities with office, repair, and customer service areas, special exception. Accessory uses which are purely incidental to the uses permitted herein, restaurant, hotel or inn, bank or financial institution, function hall, multifamily dwellings, home occupation, home-based business. If we do this, and the other thing you will need to do is we'll need to bring over the density definition for multifamily from business 1 and put it in business 2, because that carried under both of them. There wasn't a special or a separate density calculation for business 2. It was all the same, so that should be carried over. If we're going to do it for business 2, so density requirement would read. I think it's the 8 unit. Here we are. Yeah, multifamily dwellings, this would be carried over. The density requirement for a multifamily dwelling shall be 1 acre for the first dwelling unit and 1/2 acre for each additional dwelling unit, unless connected to public sewer. The maximum density permitted for a multifamily dwelling connected to public sewer shall be 8 units per acre.
And that would be permitted.
That would be the permitted density, unless it's changed to 6 units per acre.
So do you want village business district 2 to be 8 units per acre, or do you want village district 1, 6?
One.
Sorry, that's right.
So that's the whole thing, we're moving it from Village 1. So it's, we need to accommodate the ones that are there, I think anyways. But yeah, I have to pay density on it. Like 1, you could go with that.
I think we got it, yeah.
Who supplies the water for us?
Well,
They're all individual.
there's no public water there. The mill has public water there.
If they were ever to take and convert the mill into condos or something like that, they wouldn't be able to do it then because you're gonna be exceeding what the water company can do now.
They might, yeah, the water comes down here. As far as the mill, it goes around there, but nothing to use over here at all. Thing is down here. So there are a few of these houses here that are on, the school is on it, a few of these houses here are on. So, yeah, the capacity issue I was talking about in the last meeting, what this means is they don't mean that it's water supply capacity. what that means is it's the tank capacity. They have a 10,000 gallon storage tank over there. So that's the capacity issue. The state has regulations that there are so many users on the system, you have to have so many gallons of capacity. So they're reaching that limit over there. So whether plenty of water to pump, wherever they want to pump over there, but it's that storage capacity. So if someone will say like that and don't want it to go on there, or somebody else, they only have to kick in some money to the West Swansea Water Company to put in a tank. If they're at capacity, unless they decide that they.
Can you speak to what's going on at the mill right now? I feel like I don't have a clue.
There's nothing going on there. There's a new owner there. There's been a few on. I think this is the third one. But from what I understand, this owner here, investors, I guess is what they are. They've done this thing before, taken old buildings in Massachusetts, I think. I don't know if any in New Hampshire or not, maybe. They have, okay, so they have converted the same thing. So I think
To residential.
to either condos or. It's not a yeah, but that's what.
I had a chance to tour the front rows of their market rate. Square spaces.
Like the Colony Mill in Keene.
And they're there.
Okay. And does this seem like a likely thing in Swansea? Crystal ball.
Yeah. Crystal ball, you can say yes, but that really, like Scott's saying, depends solely on what we do. What's going on.
Yeah, that too. In a way.
Is it wastewater that's the problem or the domestic water?
Both actually. The domestic water is a capacity problem, and wastewater too is a capacity problem. But domestic is a capacity problem just because of the size of the storage tank over here. The wastewater problem is a problem because the state has put on regulations year after year on all these plants in the town. And the design flow of this plant down here is 160,000 gallons a day. So that plant down there is between 60 and 70,000 gallons a day. So you think you have almost 100,000 gallons a day extra free flow there. And you would if you didn't have to treat for phosphorus, and it looks like they may be having to treat for. And the PFAS chemicals haven't come up yet because they haven't found the laboratory to test one yet. But those are all on the horizon. So that limits. You can only treat for phosphorus and meet the, I think it's 1 milligram per liter, which is 1 part per million. For that 70,000 gallons a day, then you can't go any more until you figure out how you're going to treat, say, 100,000. It's a capacity issue only because of the treatment and these regulations, not because of what the plant can handle.
And solutions, how far on the horizon do you foresee those to be?
Solutions are, those are the solutions. You know, there are things that can be done, but it's very expensive to do it. And things work all the time and qualify for them. But horizon-wise, let's see, treatment-wise, you'd be looking at probably 5 years, I would guess, my estimation. They'll be able to do a few things, keep going, but they're going to be changing the process. This is a lagoon system down here. He is an activated sludge plant. So they can do easily 100,000 gallons a day, more than that. So that's the type of treatment. So if they decide to go with, say, a combination of sludge or they would have the capacity. But again, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of building.
But our investors at the mill are going to base their decision on available capacity. So are they're going to sit tight for any other 5 years? Thinking about it?
I don't know. They would probably contest it. They'd get their own engineers, or they may say, well, we'll kick in stuff $100 for the treatment plant to give us ours. See, the size of that is probably going to be about the size of probably where Steve lives there. I don't know if that many, 90, that's 90 where you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are 3,000 gallons a day out of each building. So that'd be at least 3,000 gallons a day out of that one, maybe, depending on how many are there. So they have to have the engineer say, well, can you handle 3,000 gallons a day? So that'll be decided there with the engineers. The water capacity, again, same thing, engineers say. So they may not want to wait 5 years, but they may have an alternative to say, well, we'll do this or that.
That's one reason why the town has refused to buy water company, is because it's gonna take a lot of money. People will scream about the money.
Because they don't want to pay much for it from me.
There's so much, it needs so much upgrading that it's unbelievable.
So in terms of making planning decisions regarding the mill, we really don't know what's gonna be
We should
happening
keep
there.
it. Because
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Buys it.
Yeah, but my first thought was, well, if residential is going into the mill, as I was surmising you're saying, then it makes sense that we'd have, multifamily in this. I mean, that felt like a compelling reason to make the changes that you're talking about. Not that there aren't other compelling reasons, but that makes sense to me, but we don't really know. We're not gonna know for a while.
We won't know. It looks like it's leaning that way, because that's what's happening. They end up being residential.
Mhm.
So I suppose if we want to see something go in there, we'll probably leave that.
That particular one too, I mean, the parking lot is very small, so that's about the only thing that can't go in there. Can't be a shopping center really, because lack of parking.
They've got a lot across the street. Well, the one
I
right.
think that's only 0.9 acres, that might be a little shopping mall. Well, they have turned some of those things, they have turned some of those old mills into small shopping
Yeah.
centers.
Yeah, but you need shoppers for that.
Yeah,
It's most likely going
I would say so.
to get back to the zoning change there. Should we pursue the village business two in that zone?
Mhm. I think that makes sense. I really do.
Or Swanzey,
Mhm.
that zone.
Yeah.
So then, if that's the case, we probably ought to streamline it a little bit, those lots off that we're talking about there. Steam at the end. That doesn't really need to be in. See, if we're gonna do that. I guess, Brandon, you said that there's multi-tenant somewhere on this side.
Yeah, I believe that there's 3 apartments in there. There could only possibly be 2 though.
Yeah, I think you're right, I think it's like you've got a yellow white shop.
It's, next to the Smith's old house, so
Yeah.
Smith's when I was growing up anyway.
So that's a multi-family too, I think. They're in residential, we don't need to put them back into the district there, so I suppose then leave it exactly as it is, probably remove that lot there, probably remove those lots there, they don't need to be there. Keep the multi-families right here, the southwest is there, family there, family there, and he goes in there and can block it. That in village two. Also, tweaking it, should we bring the density down to 6 units per acre?
I think we should.
I think so too. It's a small area there. And
Yep.
it's not very big. So we had to bring the multifamily density description from Village Business 1 and tweak it to allow 8 units per, I think 6 units per acre, and use it for Village 2. Also, again, like I said, read down what we're allowing in that too. Should we put anything else on special exception? Now we have the manufacturing facility special exception. We have research and testing labs special exception. Generation special exception. Wholesale warehousing and storage facility special exception. Page 32 starts on 32 and goes to 33. So there's a bunch of stuff, and it was put on there. All of these uses were put on there specifically for that mill. Because as we don't know now, we didn't know what's going on. Gave them the option. marketplace, but
Do we have the parking capacity for item R, function halls?
if we don't, I mean, it depends how big the function hall is.
Yeah,
But-
I'm just wondering if that should be a
Yeah.
special exception.
That's taken care of with the zoning, with the site plan.
Okay.
If it's allowable use of function hall, but they don't have the parking, then they're not gonna be able to do it or size down that function hall. Or whatever.
Here's one thing as well, to think about this lot right here is also. They're well around.
Yeah.
And be concerned about adding that into this area as well, this one. Same use.
Right.
So,
Yeah, because it goes, they own that, you're right about that.
What is the future plan for the school once it's gone?
We don't know yet because it's not, we don't know for probably 2 to 5 years whether we're going to be buying it or not. So,
so. That's the school.
Yeah.
but I think he's, Richard, hitting on something. Eventually, the town will probably own that.
The school building?
So we have to look forward to what we want that zone as, what we think go there, like talking about, I know they're talking at the select board about senior housing or town offices, or they're throwing a lot of ideas out there, so. Maybe not right now, but we ought to be thinking of how we want that zone.
Yeah, but hold off, I mean, you're saying hold off on the zone until
Well,
decide about it, because
they don't know what they want to do with the building yet, if they get it. I mean, it's a complicated process to turn the old school building.
well, the
back
town is
into-
exempt, the town still owns it, they're exempt, if they sell it,
Yeah.
and they're not.
But we have to realize too, it may or may not be sold to them. Complicated process, it's just not slam dunk.
Well, it seems to me that we're trying to do zoning that affects the entire village, community, by parcel. And I don't think,
The spots on
yeah,
Well,
and I don't
it
think
would be
that,
spot zoning if those, uses didn't already exist, they already exist, so.
but okay, right now the school is a school. Okay? In 5 years, it may not be. It may not be tomorrow night. It might, God forbid, have a fire. We don't know when, we don't know why, we don't know how. But we are talking about, what are we going to do 5 years from now with that parcel? And that, to me, is spot zoning.
So you're saying do not include it in village two?
No, no, because, you're gonna have
So-
Joseph
but
and the Rainbow Colors, jacket.
if we add it to village two, that won't be spot zoning? But it is this time?
We don't know what it will be in 5 years, what the proposed use is. But, no.
The town may be exempted to do what they darn well please, but what if the town doesn't buy it? What if a private person buys it? Then he won't know what he can do with it when he goes to buy it.
Well, he'll know.
He'll know what it is when he buys it.
Before they buy it.
Not yet.
My thought process on this, I don't want to see something like that get put into a situation like Plainview.
Oh, exactly. I agree with that.
If we were in a situation now where we're writing amendments for the business district 1 in North Swansea, where that wouldn't be allowed if this all passes in March, they wouldn't be able to do that. Excuse me. I wouldn't like to see the town put in a situation where, okay, somebody's bought it in say April or May, and then we decide, well, we're gonna change the zoning, but they've already come in and they're putting together our stuff, and we can't do anything about it until March.
I explained that better. That's what I was thinking about too. You explained it.
That piece of property would be prime for a big apartment building because it's town water and sewer.
But we have the density there, so let's see.
Yeah, what is that for acreage?
Well,
I don't know exactly where.
What is the
Remember, Brown Memorial Field's right in back of it, so where is that line?
Well, it showed it right, well, when he had it up a second ago.
Is it? It can't be much more than an acre.
What, that whole building?
1.96.
1.96.
That was basically the school itself.
And what are they, what's the size of Plainview? 2?
2.5, but that was built before we changed the zone.
Yeah, they were talking about going by the 2020
And we're changing,
regulations.
Yeah.
and we're changing, we put it, if we actually did put it in Village 2, we changed that one to 6. That means they could put almost maybe 12 units in that building if we went to private. Right, and if the town can get it, it's not gonna let it go. Yeah.
So if it remain in residential, they could still put multifamily in there, but it'd be 6 units, just as we've changed the density.
Right, so the most will be 12.
No, 6.
In the vertical would be
6,
what?
it's 1.96, they could probably get a special section for that.
It's 3 units per acre. In multifamily, it's 3 units per acre in a residential district.
Yeah.
And they're in residential right now. So it'd be 6 units. Village 2 is gonna be the same thing, 6 units. Now, that might cause a problem with. I'm sure they get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Condos or something.
Yeah. But I think we should keep it at 6, but I'm just saying that it's not gonna matter density wise if it stays in residential or if it goes to Village 2, it's gonna be residential, because it's gonna be the same number of units.
For that, yeah.
Yeah, so Plainview can't have it.
I'm shaking my head because it's 6 per acre in what you're proposing for Village Business 2, and this is more than
Oh,
one
yeah,
acre.
you're right.
So it's not gonna be 6.
You're right.
It's gonna be 12 or something
Maybe
like that.
12.
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
1.96, I'm sure they get a small variance for that 0.4.
But I mean, he's right about that school land that we're just
Right,
talking about.
that's what I'm saying too, that's what I was thinking, you were saying 6, and I was thinking about it was 12, because it's almost 2 acres, just short of it. So it'd be 12 units.
So if it stays in residential, it's the 6. If it goes to Village 2, like you pointed out,
It's close to 12.
I'd leave it residential.
That way you're protecting the town.
Yeah, hopefully the town buys it, because we could use it.
all they need is water and sewer.
That's what they have.
That's covered.
What about the, I guess, go back to parking lot here, just what about this lot? Is on the zoning map, it shows this small sliver of Village Business 1 here. You'll notice it's overlaid right here to this particular roadway. I don't know if that's supposed to include these parcels or not. Do you want to include these in the Village Business 2 that we're proposing, and do you want to include this? So it's
The parking lot, I think, there's Village District 2 to go on the mill.
tend to agree. Certainly, we also agree by doing this, the down the sliver. So it depends on how we want to address that. We know that this line here is drawn based off of a distance off of Route 10. It's X number of feet here, there. So there will be some parcels that are.
This is old. That sliver wouldn't be above town court,
Yes,
except for that last lot 82.
because we would cover this.
Yeah.
And this is all one lot. This one would still be there. This one would still be there.
I think it's just 82.
So it's just a quick judge. This one. So. Just wanted to point that out there.
But that piece right there, the buildings we're talking about, is for their extended parking, and that's what they were, I think, the 24 right there after. So if that goes for Village Business 2, then there are a lot more uses that can be put on. Allow now, if that doesn't go to parking. It can stay residential and still serve as.
So just leave it
It
then?
doesn't have to be with the Village 2. It can be, but it doesn't have to be with Village 2, because again, something other than parking on there, yeah. But they probably aren't. Otherwise, it's gonna be throwing low parking.
No, it's parking if they put a condos or something up there, it'd be so close to park. I would think.
So,
I would say leave it
Even
as
if
a,
the board want to address separate lots.
yeah, and look, it's not allowed to use, you know, it isn't listed as a use in there.
So they would have to, in my mind, merge those lots. And so even though it crosses the road, it would still be one lot and then.
And they probably have to anyways, because the village too doesn't allow a separate parking area either for as a use. So they have to do the same thing, which they can't.
Either way, right? Which would make it, if we merge the lots. What occurs, so we're judging this based off of the lot, that's what we're filling these in particular zones. If they merge lots, one that's residential and one's that village business too, what becomes of that merged lot, which one?
So it's the 30-foot rule. 30 foot more restrictive can go into the less restrictive zone. 30 feet. But again, the parking is not one of those uses in there. Does not. Probably have to go to a variance for satellite parking. But again,
do we
that's what it's there for, and it probably would not be a big problem to get.
have a provision in the code for off-site parking? Perhaps we should to address that situation.
No, perhaps we shouldn't. Leave it for a variance. That's what variance is for. I
Okay,
mean, they wouldn't have trouble getting variance for full parking. They need it, putting it in there. I don't see that those guys wouldn't give them variance.
Sensible.
Leave it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
So Julie has also brought up about that little skinny strip there that would resolve what was going here with there. On that is there, or is there, or a little blue strip right there?
That should not be there.
Okay,
And it's
so that
not
won't
on
be there. So we can leave these lots out of it. They aren't now. So let's see. Recap. So we kind of nailed it down that Stefan's going to work on shrinking that zone, which is now Village 1, and it's going to turn into Village 2 with the current uses for Village 2, but to be tweaked with the special exceptions that we talked about there. Taking some of it out of a use outright and putting it into special exception. I think that's how we left it.
Yeah.
So then the Village Business 1 that we're talking about here, or that we just read before there, would be for North Swansea with all those uses tied right to it down that strip. Seem like a starter?
Yeah, I think that's a good solution.
Move on to solar, we all done discussing it.
How about all the amendments?
The amendments, what are the amendments? Well, these are the wording. Those are the wording. I think there's just the description of the wording rezoning there. Did you see something in there that isn't quite right?
Oh, yeah, a couple of things that we kind of discussed yesterday. On number 7. Number 7.
So. Within the business district permitted uses, 1 family, 2 family dwelling conversions that do not change the footprint of the existing 1 family dwelling are considered a permitted use.
That last part, the retail electric charging station. Then we turn around and it's the same thing. I'm just,
But those are for 2 different zones. One of them is commercial industrial. We have to listen separately. If we're changing anything, this amendment number 7 deals with business district as an allowable use. So then we go to commercial industrial and put it as an allowable use there as well.
agreed, but I'm trying to recall we actually discussed under Amendment 7, having the electric charging station in the business district one.
Business one, I don't think that because it's business one, would it? Village, that's a village business one, I don't know that we, sort of that. You just said that business and commercial and was allowable use if they want to put them in, fine.
Okay, so in business district one, we're not putting it in, it's only in the business district.
Business and commercial.
Okay, so let's say adopt within business district two, or just, or how are we going to not have that in business district one?
It's just not listed as a use. That automatically says that it's not a use, that it's not going to be.
Okay.
Well,
Do you want to put it in?
I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't think it belongs in
If it's not listed in there, anything in any of our zoning at all, if it's not listed as an allowable use or a special exception, you can't be done with that.
And then looking at amendment 10,
Move the description, oh, yeah, that's just the clerical part of it there because it was.
I cannot understand what we're saying.
Okay,
It's
right.
like,
I want to show you what we're saying.
penetrating the lead.
I want to show you what I'm saying.
So,
Okay, this is on page 2 of our zoning. That's zoning districts and zoning map that describes small rural ag, residential, and it goes to village business district 1 on page 2. Okay, so it goes right from the districts and it names them, rural ag, residence, village 1, business district, commercial industrial, then shoreline protection. And then you get way down here to number 11 on page 3, and it goes back to village business district 2. So we just want to put village business district right with business district, or right in there, so it follows right down through. You got your residence, then you go to village business, then you go to business, then you go to, I think it's 2. So all it does is move this paragraph right here, description, that's all it is. It doesn't have to happen. All it does is move that.
Just puts them in the same location.
Puts it read easier to.
Yeah.
as a voter going into a booth and looking at that,
You aren't gonna.
what the hell am I
You're gonna say,
voting?
what they're doing.
What am I doing?
But then you read down further and it says recommended by the planning board. And they say,
Yeah.
okay, that's for me.
You know, I'm going blind. I just think that, I'm wondering if we could be a little more informative,
As to what it does, let's see,
you know, for the voter.
Would it be helpful if so this fourth one here would be what goes within the actual the owner's guide, a little bit more analysis that explains why you're doing that.
Just to clean it up a little bit, right?
Just to say, it's a clerical.
It's a housekeeping thing.
Yeah.
Fine, and just moving it from one part of the zoning to the other. We're not changing anything, just moving it from one page. Keeping all the
Moving
village
it together.
descriptions.
We're putting it on page 2 instead of page 3.
Richard, when I draft that up, I'll ask you to take a look at it.
That may not be helpful.
So I've already submitted some grammatical edits. Just, I don't know if we don't really need to go through them. Do we? It's just sentence structure and.
One thing on amendment 5 though, it says removes within village business district 1, the use is permitted by special exception, and it lists them all, gasoline stations, your garage or body shop, blah, 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 all the way down through. But it also removes nursing home, club or lodge, and hotel and motel from the regular uses. Those are just special exception uses, but it removes those regular permitted uses as well.
That's amendment 4.
Oh, that's number 4?
Yeah. Because I separated
Oh,
permitted from.
Thank you, yeah. Continue.
I have a question. Should it be left as something people should go for variance for? Or like, sorry, for example, if one of the multifamilies in Village Business District 1, like within the confines of their site, wanted to put like an EV charger, that should be left as a variance?
For personal use?
No, like for the
Commercial use?
Yeah.
I'm not in favor of that. I think if for personal use, if you have not a two-family, well, you know, an apartment, two-family, because the old Wilbur's store, there on 32 is multi.
Mhm.
And if you had something like that on the back.
Yeah.
So, that, you know, that's fine. To me, that's within the use, you know, a permitted use.
Mhm.
But something that, we say to the front or, you know, more than one unit, you know, commercial. And I wouldn't be in favor of something.
So they can still go for a variance, is what he was, which they can, you know, that's, we'll just leave it out. If they really want to do it, they can go to the ZBA for a variance.
So I may ask for a little bit of clarity about the terminology of retail electric charging stations. So in that scenario, then, if one of these multi-family housing put up charging stations, if it's only servicing those residents, then it's an allowable use. If it's not serving those residents, it's intended for other users. That doesn't mean variance. Is that correct? Or am I?
You're saying, but you're trying to clarify a use that isn't in there.
Yeah, yes, I'm trying to
So
clarify the retail electric service. It says specifically retail.
it does retail, so yeah, it's for profit, obviously. So I see what you're saying is that if it wasn't retail, somebody's gonna pay for that electricity, so it's gonna be retail, somebody's gonna be charged.
Argument's sake, I think it's what you're saying. I live in an apartment building. We don't have electric chargers. If they want to put in 1 or 2 electric chargers for residents only, you're saying that would be,
That I'm saying, what that, I'm asking.
Yeah.
So scenarios would drown. It's kind of what we.
Yeah.
Is that fair to that company?
I think it's fair for the time being, you know, if we get a lot of them looking for variances, then yeah, the zoning can be changed, you know, okay, it's allowed to use, it's popular or something, but for now,
I don't see precedent.
Would that require a site plan modification if they did?
it would.
And the company, whoever puts it in, can key card it to a resident. You know,
Yeah.
so no one else would be able to use it, to control it that way.
But for now, we'll have to just leave it out
Mm.
and see what happens.
It's not a problem, don't create it.
Okay, what else, Ron, is that everything on the paper part of the amendments you had, Richard?
Yeah.
Yep. Anybody else on that before we move to solar?
So this is just a question of for typical order. I had a chance to talk to Michael about this, but whenever we go to the ballot, each one of these amendments is going to be included as their own, their own section to be voted on. So right now, we're looking at 11, and once we tack on whatever changes we're doing to build this to 2, we're looking at something close.
Yeah.
So we're getting along.
There's a lot there. I'm saying, maybe we could look at it and take some of these out.
We'll combine them.
We can't combine them, they have to be.
Now, they have to be separate.
So I think it's okay, really what I'm asking or alluding to is the next topic is solar. Do you want to sit on solar?
Yeah,
We should discuss it, but yeah, we probably ought to sit on it because you're right.
keep it off the ballot.
Try and set up a schedule of when we will review it and start the process of putting it into. Mm.
2025.
So for West Swanzey solar, we ended up requiring a variance and a site plan, is that correct?
Down here?
Yes. Is
So,
that right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, variance. Yeah, we did do a site plan there. But yeah, they had to.
So I'm thinking if, I've had some people ask me for industrial district and think solar man. So if they're gonna wait until next year, with the way the solar ordinance is drafted now, push that forward, it was allowable for the investors to have to go change that course, but it's much easier is what I'm saying. So kind of think of that as we're pushing this off another year, we're pushing off solar. It's an easier application. If we're okay with that, then we're going here, you so
We expect a lot of solar applications coming.
the So
So
that,
let's put it on, I'm fine with putting it off, but I think in that regard, the variance is there. Good work again.
What about village business too? Cause that will likely bring us up to like 14, 13 maybe? Possibly 15.
That's what Julius was just saying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, that's without the solar ordinance. Or sorry,
Yeah,
with the solar
we're
ordinance.
saying not doing the solar ordinance just because of that.
Yeah, but like typically I've seen like towns and cities will stick to like 6 or 7. So like we're looking at like 13,
Yeah, we're looking at
14.
a lot.
We're gonna want to push back.
Look at the list and see if we can remove something. from
Do
there.
other commissions or boards, are they also proposing amendments to their areas?
there's a lot of work. It's the select board. Select board.
Yeah, you're gonna see the fire station, you're gonna see a fire truck, you're gonna see police cruisers, you can see a lot of.
You could be looking at 20, 25
Yeah,
amendments.
maybe move that to next year.
Could we get rid of that minute number 10? That one off of there. Let's see. And, we've got the amendment about removing from the business district the special exception of self-storage facility. We could forego that and put that one off of there. I'm not discussing it because 8 and 9 deal with, 8 deals with the self-storage facility, a special exception in business district.
I don't think you want to get rid of 10.
Why not get rid of 10?
That's just a housekeeping one, remember?
Housekeeping thing, yeah. Just move, we can leave it there in the zoning.
We
move
can
it
always do
another
that a
time.
different year.
I think we should consider keeping A's.
Keeping it in there.
Pressure for some storage, right?
Yeah. And we could leave off of, we could scrap number 9. That's about the retail electric vehicle charging station as an allowable use in the commercial and industrial. We probably aren't having a whole heck of a lot coming up in there anyway. Business maybe, but not commercial industrial.
So I don't think that's true. And I say that because a lot of the dealerships will launch some scripts. It's getting they're whatever those that install those electric charging.
Oh, yeah.
So
At the dealerships you're talking about?
Are they commercial and industrial though, aren't they?
well, isn't that?
Yeah.
Number 12.
What's that? Business.
I'm not sure.
Pretty good, I thought that.
That's just a big one. No business.
So we could still leave it off the number. Industrial out here on the 10. So
Sure, that's
we
good.
can add it into the next year, but we're just kind of limited a little bit. We could give you a-
Being so busy, so diligent.
Let's see, and 8 in there, let's see, amendment 7, talking about 1 family, 2 family. Some sort of a decision in the state.
Yeah, so legally we have to.
Yeah, so. Let's see. Go to the bottom up, and number 6, remove within villages, one, the use permitted by such exception, no penalty. Moving over there, so. Number 5. Gotta leave that on there, they all pertain to the same one, unfortunately, they have to be separate, but they pertain to that same. 4. Yeah, we have to have that on there. 3, have to have that on there.
I think
2.
5 and 6 I might be able to combine because it is.
Oh, okay.
Special
Yeah,
exception.
good idea, you're right. Can't see you. Although,
6.
no, wait a minute, I don't know that you can, because special exceptions are after the permitted uses that were mentioned. All of our zoning, it's another little, it's another little paragraph under there that says, aside from these uses, these 101 here, and one. Special exception, I think it kind of has to be separate there. What do you think?
Yeah, I tend to believe that they should be separate.
Let's leave them, we'll have a long list. anyway, but let's leave those. That's it there, let's see. Amendment number 2. That's another thing that came down. Is it number 2?
Yes.
And let's see, what was the description? We could leave.
Isn't that redundant?
So if those amendments that came down from the state, that the state's forcing us to do, how come we have to put them on the ballot to have people pretend to vote for something that's a guaranteed, that's going in there anyway?
It's a good question.
You know?
You have to do it though, because otherwise our zoning ordinance didn't. Otherwise,
Well,
we're restricting.
yeah, but I'm saying, why can't you just add those state mandated things in there automatically without having it on the ballot? If people voting for it is obsolete anyway, it doesn't matter if it gets shut down or not, it's still getting it and going into our rules and regulations.
Yeah, but then you have our rules and the state rules that don't match.
You know, the town has to vote for their own, they have the authority for that blue book right there to vote for their own zoning amendments, and even if they turn it down, the state still requires it. The town says, no, you can't have that, and the state says, yes, you can. They go to court and they get the permit anyways, but the town has the right to vote it down.
Yeah.
It's gotta stay.
It just makes
Good
the
choice.
developer go one more step.
But if the town votes it down.
Right.
So. Amendment 1.
I was gonna say, so what we can do then is, Ron and I can take this, we already sent a draft of this to attorney, but because we're doing this, this is 2 as one. We can send it to him and say, we're going to condense this as much as possible, and we can bring it back.
Good.
Yep.
So it stays, amendment 1 stays because it has to be in there to change. So, yeah. We can cut 2 off of there.
So, yeah.
Mark, did you have anything to put?
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you could group the, Joe, by the way. not
Yeah,
Mark.
I'm sorry.
But if you wanted to group all the village district 1 sites, the following are all related to the changes made in village district 1.
Yeah,
The following village district 2. And maybe there was a box to vote for all at once or individually, either way. If there was some way that people could choose to vote for all of them at once, that would make it simple for them.
I don't think you can do that kind of.
But I don't think you can do that. At least you could visually group them.
yeah, you can group them at least, that's it, so it's better, easier to understand anyways, that the
Right.
following.
They're all relating to
Yeah.
this one change.
So that'll make it a little bit better, good idea.
Straightforward. One letter.
Whatever people.
People in the Republican
That's
side
right.
just pull the leg on it.
Yeah, done, I'm out of here.
Fortunately, we can't do that.
Okay,
Do you want to take a look at the language for, what Swanzey's, what's it supposed to call?
Well, I mean, that's obsolete.
yeah, it is up to date, right, please redo it and leave out some of those lots we're talking about there.
Ooh, can you specify again exactly which lots?
Tell and see if you want to get that again. I'll be one out.
Slide to the right.
Sorry, I'm gonna track that.
So let's see, it's gonna be down here.
Yeah.
Lot number 61, 60, lot number 68. Stays there next.
Definitely.
We got the red stays there. Stays the same, that's not gonna be. Anything else on that? We might as well discuss solar just briefly.
Oh, we can discuss it.
Yeah, but we're probably gonna go on with solar for a while, just to see which direction we're going in. Because I have some comments on it. You probably. We're talking about this is on the use definitions there, we have the accessory solar, which,
It's the opposite.
So this one.
yeah, this is from which I. Everybody has it, you want me to just read it?
I can also fill.
Or just not discuss it?
Or not discuss
I
it.
didn't put it.
unless other people want to.
Yeah, could just not discuss it because
Yeah, they might-
we aren't gonna put it on anyway. Let's move on to other business. Yeah.
But I don't know if we can allow to mention this or not. Up at Base Hill.
Go ahead.
Looking at the subdivision.
Yeah.
The retention pond for the new park is in the old.
One is in, yeah,
Is in there.
over there.
They have to have,
They did the right of way or way up. Yeah, they did the easement on it.
they did get it.
Yeah.
Okay, because that was the question I had about that.
They did.
When does that come through?
I don't think it's been, yeah, it's gonna be, starting from lots.
Or is it?
They haven't done it since we're this.
What are they waiting on exactly? Can I ask that? Are they waiting for the traffic study still?
CB, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry,
that's right.
Wait to see the ZBA's gonna go like that to us.
Did we ever hear from the city of Keene?
We did, and they said that it was okay. You know, and they, pretty much is what they said. Well, yeah, so
Okay.
thanks for inviting us, but yeah, I guess
They said they had concerns, and then I reached out to the planning office.
Yeah.
And the planning office said, well, well, we had concerns. I said, did you get those in words? And then he said, objection.
Okay.
So,
So the fellow who showed up at the, Mr. Rounds, he didn't,
nothing,
okay.
nothing.
And the new traffic study has been done?
Yeah, so they did another traffic study, which was submitted at the last planning board meeting. They noticed that they used the wrong use code. So they went back and asked for the company to review it. I received. They submitted to us. They also have another project going with doing maps as well. And so they gave us the word maps.
I'm sneaking by.
they in the same book anyway. Any other business?
So
Discuss?
public hearing date for zoning. Let's set that, if it's okay with the board, I would like to set that for the first meeting in December. With the idea that if everything makes no sense, and there are no concerns. If not, that way we can continue either the second meeting in December, or we can do it the first week of January.
So this is our last look, because we don't have a, oh no,
We will.
we have
December
one meeting in
The
November.
14th
Okay,
and the 28th.
December 14th, then.
okay.
Yeah, and they'll give us a chance.
Tweaking.
In there. Yeah.
If you look at Halloween,
Which one?
for the zoning amendments.
Yeah, the select board.
Well, we're accessory for the select board to put it on the warrant.
Yeah, right, so that is the second week in January.
It doesn't have to be done with accessories, that doesn't come up with the size.
Yeah, I think the RSA still states that it has to be given or delivered to the select board. Second. That's why we can do it that second meeting. That's okay.
Okay, so that's gonna be the public meeting?
Yes, that's the public
Okay.
hearing,
We're gonna have the continuation of Base Hill
that same day.
that same day. I'm just wondering, what the order of which we wanna do this. We definitely have to have the zoning thing, right?
Yeah.
Would we wanna do that first, or does that,
I would say-
have to try and get through?
I would say we ought to do Base Hill first. I don't think the zoning is gonna take that long.
That's why I'm saying do zoning first. Probably very few people, Jay, and maybe a couple other people will show up and that's it. And we've got work on them, so they know what we're doing. They're gonna look at it and say, okay, we agree with the whole. And we can get rid of that real quick because we know Base Hill might take a little time.
Yeah, people.
So we'll get the zoning in. And then if we have to continue the Base Hill again, we'll at least have the zoning on.
Go with that.
I think we're getting close to a terminal date on Base Hill. And I think we can ask for it and probably be granted a continuance if we needed to do it.
Yeah, but they only did the continuance.
The ball's in their court.
Right, but we're still on a clock, really,
We are, but, you know, that's to restrict the planning board. That's not to restrict the applicant. So the applicant, you know, he's the one continuing as just brought up there.
Right.
And I don't see any reason why they wouldn't object to continuing deadline.
They want to go forward.
So that shouldn't be a problem.
I don't know how much more we have to iron out on that.
Have to do it formally. With a letter from those. When we get to our deadline, or close to the deadline.
Yeah, I have any emails with it, I have to bring them to me during the meeting in case we need to see them, but technically, that meeting in December would be day 91, and they have 95 days, because it's meeting.
Okay, any other business this evening? No? Okay.
Let's hear them virgin also.
Then, motion to adjourn would be in order.
Second.
Motion to
Third.
I do it, Jane wasn't here.
adjourn by Michael York, and a second by Steve Malone. Sorry, but it's been. Aye.